Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you. Today I want to get into a pair of kicks that wasn't on my radar at all. I had no idea that these were coming. I stopped by my local Finish Line and this pair definitely caught my eye. It's a wonderful time to be a sneakerhead when you can just go to a retail store and see all kinds of heat sitting. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. A lot of people have been referring to these as the MOCHA Dunk Lows, but let's take a look at the Nike Dunk Lows in the Cacao Wow colorway. So obviously this is a tiny box. They did these in women's sizing, which I hate it whenever they do that with really good colorways like this, but it's limited to women's sizing. I asked them at Finish Line if they had a women's 11.5 or 12 because I wear a 10 or a 10.5, and they didn't. However, they did have my wife's size, so I went ahead and just got a women's size 7. I thought they looked like something that she would be into. I'm not really sure how she feels about them. I didn't get much of a reaction out of her, so I thought they were awesome. I would wear these in a heartbeat. I know that much. The tag reads Women's Nike Dunk Low. The colors are Sail, Cacao Wow, and Coconut Milk. So I've seen online where a lot of people are calling these the Mocha Dunks, but Nike doesn't label them as Mocha. They call it Cacao Wow. I'm not sure if retail was $110 or $120 on these. I used status rewards and it came in right at $100. I can't remember if I used $10, $15, or $20 in status rewards, but these only cost me about $100 all in with tax and everything. And then getting right to it, these things are nice. My first thought of these is that they remind me of, they did another women's Nike Dunk and they called it like vintage green. I think there was a vintage navy, but they had this kind of aged look on the midsole and then this pretty classic color blocking that we see on Dunks all the time. It's basically the same color blocking that we get on Pandas, but I think it looks really good in this nice brown colorway. On the base of the shoe, this leather, I was thinking that that was white, but whenever I compared that to my shoes that I have on feet, which are white, it actually looks like it is just a tinted shade. Like maybe that is the coconut milk, but at first glance, I guess with the brown, it looks white, but it's definitely got a tint to it. I don't know if you could tell compared to my white shoes, but it's definitely a little bit more tinted than a bright white. So it looks really nice. It's not as aged looking as this midsole, but I think all these earth tones really go together quite well. And I think this is a dope pair of dunks. Like, I could see these catching on big time, even though sneakers has really slowed down and kind of the hype has died off. This is a pair that I could see people going crazy for. If they would have had my size, I would have grabbed my size and I would have worn these heavily. I think it would be real easy to match outfits to, and I'm just loving this color scheme with the brown and off-white. I think the Dunk Low silhouette really wears these colors well. Getting into the outsole, we can see that we have a standard Dunk Low tread pattern, pivot point in the front, Nike branding at the midfoot, very close to a Jordan 1 tread pattern, but it's all in this nice brown color, or Cacao Wow, whatever they call it. Looks like brown to me. Then as we come up to this midsole, you can see that it's got this vintage look. It looks like it's Sail to me. I saw another pair of shoes, I think the black cements, they called it muslin, but whatever you want to call it, it's off-white, tan, whatever. It's not bright white, it looks a little bit vintage, but the stitching matches, and I think that color goes great with this brown and then off-white upper. Coming up to the mudguard and really every overlay on the upper, we just have this nice Cacao Wow color. And materials on these are standard GR Dunk materials. There's nothing special about them, nothing that feels buttery or soft about them. It is a very synthetic feeling shoe. However, that being said, for the $100 price point, this is one you can buy and just rock as a beater. One thing I like about this synthetic leather is it's easy to wipe off. It's pretty easy to keep clean. I don't really mind creases because, I mean, I don't know. Whenever you wear shoes, they're going to look worn. So creases don't really bother me, but this probably is a pair that would crease up. But all that being said, I like this shade of brown for all these overlays, and I think they look really, really clean. You can see that brown color for the mud guard, going up the eye stays, the swoosh, wrapping around the base of the heel, and then up here at the heel tab. On that heel tab, we also see that we've got some Nike branding stitched in, and that's in a white color. Looks nice and clean. Then for the base of the shoe, we've just got this off-white color, and again, it's a synthetic leather. It doesn't feel real soft or anything like that, but at that price point, I don't mind the material that we got. Most importantly, I think they look really, really nice. But we've got a synthetic white leather here for the toe box, and you can see those perforations like we always get. Then you can see that white leather on the side panels. And you can also see it back here on the heel. I love those rows of stitching that we get on Dunks. I say that all the time, but that's one of my favorite features of Dunk Lows. I just think that looks really clean. They gave us some Cacao Wow laces. They didn't come with any extras, but I think these look nice in there. I could see a lot of people saying, oh, I'm going to throw some sale laces in or something, but I think these look nice. No need to swap them out. Then we have a standard nylon Dunk tongue, and that's in that white or off-white color, as well as the tag there at the top. And then it's got some of that brown Nike branding on the tag. And our sock liner is more of that brown or Cacao Wow color, as well as our insole is that brown color, and it's got some white Nike branding down on it. I think these are set to drop mid-July, and I will definitely be trying to grab my size whenever they do drop, and I'm going to keep my eyes peeled just in case my store gets more of them. I couldn't believe what was sitting at my local Finish Line. They have Panda Dunks, men's, women's, all sizes. They have the Dunks with this color blocking, but they've got pink overlays. I don't know if it's Rose Whisper maybe, but they had that pair. Then they also had the Rainbow Trout Gone Fishing Dunks, and I'm a huge fan of those. And on top of that, they had all kinds of nice New Balance shoes. They had a ton of nice retro Jordans. They still had the Laneys sitting in there. And it's just a wonderful time. If you're into collecting shoes or you're trying to build up your shoe collection, it's a wonderful time to be into sneakers. I can't recall it being this easy to grab so much heat for years. But anyhow, let me know what you all think about these. I really like this pair. But I appreciate y'all watching so much, and I will catch you on the next one. I'm out.